Now I'm gonna mash the button over here. I'm mashing it. I'm mashing it. Hi. Oh, there we go. All right. Hi, Georgie. Hi, Danny.
Hi there.
Happy Easter. Stand stand by for 1 second while we get this party started. Hi, I'm Rick.
I'm Dan.
I'm George.
I'm Jake.
And we are Queer Magnolias,
The podcast.
In each episode,
We're going to talk about everything from growing up queer in the South.
To the issues affecting our community today.
with a little bit of fabulous sprinkled in along the way,
Join us for an all-you-can-eat buffet of queer joy,
mixed in with the occasional bitch fest.
But always served
with
the
the
spiciest
spiciest tea.
Hi.
Hi there.
Happy Easter again.
Again. Easter again. It's like it comes around every year or something.
And just out of nowhere. Just
I don't
pops
know
right up.
there. I don't know
Hops
about
right in.
it. Hops right in,
Quickly.
exactly. I was thinking about this for this when I was thinking about this today, getting ready to be on the show, because there was a point where I might have been late. And as you can probably tell, I've had a little cold. So I sound a little Kathleen Turner, or at least to me. You're probably like, oh, George, you finally hit puberty. That's what it probably sounds like.
I wasn't going to say it out loud. But
Exactly. But do either of you like, and Dan, I feel like this is really for you. Do you keep note of like what you've already worn on the show so that you don't wear the same thing twice?
I do that. And I had a moment today where I was like, oh, let me go back and look at all the old YouTube videos. I was like, okay, that one. Okay, good. I can wear this. We're good.
I don't know that I haven't already worn this. And if I have, I apologize. I have plenty of clothes. So, unless, of course, unless there's some designer out there that just wants to send me stuff because they feel bad because I'm wearing this twice.
Sponsor us.
Exactly.
Totally agree. When I was growing up in the evenings, Truth or Consequences was one of the shows that was on, and Kitty Carlisle was on there. And I remember she never wore the same gown twice, and it was a goal in my life. So 108 episodes on Out with Dan and not the same outfit twice. And I try not to replicate it on QMP either.
Girl.
Girl.
She's getting your kitty, living your best kitty life.
Absolutely. The only sad thing is I don't have Moss Hart's bankroll to help me with my gowns. But I have Nordstrom, so that's close.
And an
That's
American
it.
Express card to help foot the bill.
Sister is doing it for herself.
Absolutely, baby. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of gowns, I think that we can't talk about Easter without talking about either Easter bonnets or Easter suits, or how that you always have to, I feel like Easter is the time you always got like new clothes. Back to school and Easter, because you couldn't wear the same thing to church, especially if you were one of those families, not you, Dan, that only went to church on Easter and Christmas.
Yeah, that was me. Again, me. That's probably where I get it from too. Like, nope. So it was always the fresh new Easter suit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of mad that my mother never put me in like a shorts set suit, like a jacket and shorts, because I happen to think those are kind of cute and adorable. Maybe I'll get one as an adult.
You should. You should get one as an
Absolutely
adult.
should.
Powder blue, bitch.
That's the one I had for Easter one year, was powder blue leisure suit.
Yes, same.
Right?
Very much same. Powder blue, 1,000,000% polyester with like this little white tartan vest. It was like greens and browns with the it was so it's adorable, but so terrible.
Dan's got his own leisure suit now, and it's in skin color.
It's a
I
little
think they
wrinkled.
call that nude.
It's a nude, honey.
Right, it's a little wrinkled at this point. Or maybe a lot wrinkled in
You
place.
might want to have that pressed out a little bit, darling. I've been all about the hats, though, for the past few years. It's all about the Easter hat, right? The Easter bonnet.
The Easter bonnet.
I think
you're a hat girl, Rick. You're a hat girl. You're a hat girl.
I am. I actually almost wore one tonight, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to tonight. So, because I feel like you want to wear it all night, and then it gets in the way of everything else. So, like, work.
Or, like drinking at the Derby.
Right. No hat ever got in the way of me drinking at the Derby. Not one hat ever.
Not one hat ever, honey. Move your hat. Move.
That's right. That's right. Just wear a bigger one, honey, and plow through the crowd.
Trying to get to the bar. I'm just trying to get to the bar.
Is there in West Hollywood or anywhere that you're aware of in the surrounding vicinity where they do a drag queen Easter bonnet parade?
No, I mean,
because if not, someone needs to start that.
Well, so there's two things I want to say about that. One, because New Orleans, there's always something happening every weekend, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
They do a big gay Easter parade every year, which of course is big drag queens and great big bonnets. And last year for Easter, the place I work, the Los Angeles LGBT Center, we hosted a drag march on Easter Sunday in protest of all the anti-trans and drag bills that were being pushed through legislation. So that was very fun. We had a lot of people show up in real big Easter bonnets for that march.
We should have participated in that. That would have been a lot of fun.
Some of us did participate.
Well, maybe I should say maybe we all should have participated.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had quite a few sexy Jesuses show up for that march as well.
Oh, I bet you did, Henry. Nobody does a sexy Jesus like we do.
So there used to be a guy that used to go out in WeHo, especially during the summer, without a shirt, and he had shoulder-length hair. He was really, really handsome, and people called him Sexy Jesus because, he sort of had that model look about Jesus to him. It was like, all righty now, come on. Put on that loincloth and march, baby. Come on.
Climb up on that cross, honey.
Like my mama living right in the shadow of the cross. That's where I am.
For very different reasons than the reason your mama was down there.
Well, that's true, hon. But I still need help getting back up, just like my mama did.
Right.
Well, to be fair, we all do these days. I was filming something today, and I decided I had to get low, so I went down on one knee to film it, and I was like, oh shit, how am I going to get up? And I was like, I didn't want to ask the intern to help me up, so I was like, okay,
right, because then they're like, oh, I can get your job.
Yeah, exactly. I'm coming for you.
Exactly. You get down there and you're like, mistake.
True.
So I just sent them to the other room. I was like, can you guys go get that? And then I was like all fours trying to roll over.
She had to roll herself up.
Push myself up.
Grab the table leg, climb up.
I have a desk that I can press the button and it raises to a standing desk. I'm like,
I don't know what the two of you are talking about. I never have those issues, ever.
Okay. You don't want me telling stories out of school, honey.
Yeah, that's all right. I take it back.
The only reason you don't relate, Dan, is because you don't have a standing desk. That's the only reason.
That's true.
I'm like, it didn't even been 48 hours. You don't want me telling those stories.
Yeah. The things you do in New Orleans should stay in New Orleans.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
I feel like you can buy that T-shirt on Bourbon Street.
Anywhere.
Uh-huh. We had a good time in New Orleans, though. I do have to say it was a lot.
Yeah, let's hear about it. I know it's not particularly Easter related, but it's a follow-up to the last episode. Let's hear about it.
Well, it was Palm Sunday, so it was close to Easter, the beginning of Easter week. So
yeah.
It was nice. The festival was very well attended. One of the things that I noticed, and this is not a complaint, it's just an observation, is it really is an LGBTQIA plus festival. There weren't allies. I mean, I'm sure there were somewhere, but it was truly a gay festival of books, which was nice.
I think I kind of love that. I mean, I wasn't there, but I feel like I love that from afar.
Yeah, it was nice.
I loved it too. Again, it was a festival. It was smaller than a lot of festivals I've been to. And on the first day, I was like, oh, okay, this is small and intimate. And then I was 20 minutes into it, and I was like, I really love this. It just felt like I felt more connected to the people. And I think 21 years now, and I think that's by design. I feel like it has to be by design. And the being able to connect with people on a different level than when you're at some big event where everybody's rushing around. You got to be in this big giant banquet hall or that big hall over there or someplace like that. It just is a very different experience. And I really, really loved it.
All right.
And
Well,
it's nice also that you can meet the authors because they're right there. They're not like up on some dais that's like,
sure,
it's just,
sure.
they're you sort of move amongst everyone. And that was a really nice thing.
And let's talk about Miss Dan's panel that she hosted. He was so good. He did such a great job just managing the flow of conversation and keeping everybody talking and making sure he was engaging all the people on the panel. It was just really well done.
Okay, moderator.
Thank you, hon. Right? Whip and chair, baby. Whip and chair.
And what was your panel? What was the discussion?
So my panel was I interviewed publishers. And going into the panel, I thought there were 2 publishers and 4 authors. It turned out there were 6 publishers in different capacities. Everyone on the panel was a publisher. And that was nice to be able to talk to them and figure out, what they see from their side, what good things they have and what not so good things they have. And it was really quite a bit of fun.
That's it. Did you wait, Rick. Wait, Rick. Did you ask them like, okay, so what is it that you want to see when somebody submits their manuscript? What is the secret? What's the secret to getting it read?
Well, no, not so much. But one of the things is, I think they all want somebody who's ready and prepared. And of course, they're small publishers. So, the less editing they have to do, the better it is for them. And then, of course, because they are small publishers, they don't have a big publicity department that some of the bigger ones like Penguin Random House has or Tor.
Sure.
So, it's one of those things that they have to be involved. The people that they publish must be involved. And that's a good thing because, like I said, like Rick said earlier, you felt included. This was something about feeling included.
Well, honey, if they need some freelance artists to do book covers, they can include me.
Well, see, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing, and we should get you that information, and you should reach out. They're not going to reach out to you. You'll have to reach out to them because they're way too busy. But I will say one of the biggest takeaways for me was as independent publishers, they really stressed, like Dan was saying, how important it was to get across to new and up and coming authors that you are going to have to be involved in your own marketing. Sure. We do not have a marketing department. I am the marketing department. I'm also your publisher. I'm also the one doing all of these things, and you're going to have to be involved. And I thought that was really nice and very important. It was something that everybody needs to know from the beginning was what to expect.
So I'm hearing you better come ready, because if you come ready, you ain't got to get ready.
No, right. That's like that bar I was at in New York, honey, that still had Christmas decorations. and the bartender said, well, we don't have to get ready because we're already ready. All right, then. All right. Here it is, March, and you still got your Christmas balls up. I love it.
It sounds like our neighbor across the street.
Well,
it's friggin' April almost, and the damn lights are still up. I'm like, come on now. Take that shit down.
They decking the halls every day.
It's time
to palm trees.
It's time to put up your Easter lights at this point.
Well, I mean, there's that thing, because I don't know about y'all, because I don't feel like this was really a trend when we were back in the South. But there's a tree for every holiday now, and people love to put up a tree for literally every holiday. Like, yes, there is an Easter tree. It's got eggs hanging on it. It's got rabbits sitting at the top of it. It's white. It's pastel. It's cute, but like there is a tree for every holiday now.
No, but we used to do in our house. My mother would go and get fresh like pine things and make an Easter nest on the counter. But she always did it the weekend of, and then we would do the dyed eggs and then all of that stuff. And then Easter morning, she'd bring out the little baskets and set them up like the Easter bunny came and all that stuff. But we used to actually build a nest for that.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way. Go ahead and say it, Rick. And what kind of flowers were there?
There were Easter lilies.
Yep.
Yes, of course. Tulips again. So
the little yellow Easter lilies.
Yeah, which everyone else in the world calls daffodils. But okay.
Well,
just
maybe
to get it out of the way.
We should talk about George and I's Easter egg dyeing on Cooks with Looks.
Lord! If it's anything like the Christmas episode, woo!
Well, It might have been a wee bit better than the Christmas episode. Probably not a lot, but a little bit better.
You know what? I think that Christmas episode was cute. So you need to shut your mouth, Rick. Because it was in and out and short and concise. And unlike that, girl, the original edit of like the Easter egg one, which was our first one, I think it was like 13 minutes long.
Yes, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I will say that George is so talented at creating Easter designs and dyeing eggs and stuff like that. Things that I'm like, oh, why would you put that vinegar in there? George is like, shut up, Dan. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okie dokie, Dan.
Stick with the script, bitch.
Which is always difficult for Dan. He wants to go off script every damn time.
It was a really cute concept. It was an American Horror Story first started. So we were going to do American Horror Story spoof. And Dan was Jessica Lange. And I was Evan Peters. And we had a lot of fun. We had a friend of ours was also in it.
He was Addie.
I can't remember that actress's name. What do you remember her name?
Oh no, I know who you're talking about.
No, but I love her. She's such a great fun actress.
They make these amazing little things that you can pick up, like little mini computers in your hand that you can actually search things on.
Well, hold on, bitch.
Let us know what Addie's real name is.
Jamie Brewer.
That's
Jamie
it.
Brewer. That's right.
See how fast that works?
So I know we just got all yelled at like the first time we did a live episode because everybody was looking at their phone. I recently rewatched that episode and we all got yelled at individually by different folks on this call about looking at our phone. So
well, I have people that I'm trying to put people in the comments that keep texting me things. I'm like, ask it in the comments. Don't ask me on my phone. So.
Is it Jamie Brewer? If it's Jamie Brewer, let her in.
Right. So far, we have no comments on StreamYard. Do we have any on Twitter or Instagram?
Nothing has come through yet.
These people are very quiet today. Who's the worst American Horror Story?
It's because they all thought the time of Easter again. Nope, not again.
So Aaron wants to know how we feel about Peeps, and I think that is a really great question because that was actually something I was going to ask about. What's your favorite Easter candy, and why is it not Peeps?
Well, I don't hate Peeps. I mean,
they're the worst.
They're not. Candy corn is the worst, probably, to most people. Come on. I actually like candy corn to it. I also eat the black jelly beans. So anybody who doesn't want theirs, send them to Dan because I will eat all the black jelly beans.
Girl, you had a sad childhood. These are the candies you love.
Well, I might not disagree with you on that, honey. I will say-
she probably had those Werther's Originals caramels too, right?
And the bottom of somebody's purse and the wrappers kind of come off. So
those satin shiny peppermints with the Christmas colors.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had Brock's or Branches candy. That was out of Eastern North Carolina. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, yes. So I don't hate Peeps, but I mean honestly, the little Cadbury eggs, I like those. I like the colorful candies that are colorful on the outside and chocolate on the inside. They're like M&M's ish adjacent.
I love chocolate bunnies, but I don't like the solid ones. I like those cheapy little hollow ones because you can break them and then because the solid ones that takes a minute.
Girl, that wax is made out of candy.
I don't care to know. I don't need to know that. You're messing with my childhood. Leave it alone.
That chocolate is 100% candle wax. Like you can light that.
Right. It is like the cheapest chocolate on earth.
You know what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Peeps is nothing but molded sugar. It's sugar taken form. That's all it is.
What do you think any candy is?
Chocolate is not all sugar. It's other things too.
Mm-hmm. And then it's poured into a bunny form and shaped like a rabbit.
And hollow. And when you bite into it, that hollow just is disgusting.
I'm going to go with Aaron on this one. He says Dan just likes anything with a cream filling.
Yes. Aaron knows me, honey. Yes, that's true. True that now. Come on.
The thing about those cheap little chocolate bunny rabbits, though, is that one they all have that one eye that's made of like hard, like icing, and it's always yellow. It's like some jaundiced eye. It's like, what is happening?
It's my favorite thing ever, though. I swear to God, I just love it. I mean, honestly, to be quite honest, I haven't had one in probably 100 years.
Wait, Amazon, we can make this happen.
Girl,
I haven't had one in probably 100 years, but it is something I fondly remember from my childhood.
I want everyone listening to send Rick a hollow chocolate cheap Easter bunny.
Do it, please.
$1.50 is enough to spend.
Girl,
Anything
a
over that
99
is a
cent
waste
store
of your money.
You are covered. You are covered at the
That's
99
right.
cent store.
That's
Do
right.
it. I'm gonna give you the address to the LA LGBT Center. We'll send it there, and they can hold on to it for me there.
That's right. That's right.
And then I'll go over on Easter Sunday and hand them out.
We should actually get a PO box so people can send you stuff.
We should do that. We should do maybe one of these shows should be kind of a live fundraiser for, we pick a charity, whatever that is, and do a little fundraiser for it.
I agree.
I love that.
I do love that. You know what I actually love now that I've thought about this about Easter? I love the baskets. Like I'm a fan of a basket.
Okay, Martha, we know,
all
darling.
puns intended. All the baskets in general.
All the baskets, girl. All the baskets.
All the baskets. But I really like a basket. So like I have a collection of baskets. No shock. And I like putting. I hate kids' Easter baskets. I'm sorry, I just do those cheap ones with the dumb with the terrible chocolate bunny that's hollow in there with the yellow eye, and like that terrible cheap like jelly beans and like a coloring book or whatever, all wrapped in cellophane. But like an adult Easter basket, that's really nice. Like it could be
like
really
with adult size products. What are we talking about here?
with like you like
Skin cream.
like Godiva chocolate and like really elevated things, and like you put like
Godiva.
It's kind of like one of those gift baskets. It's like a gift basket they get. Well, I equate it to what I know, but it's like a gift basket they give you at award shows and things like that. Yeah, like
you can
at
make
the Oscars.
You can make a really nice gift basket, and I think that like Easter is a great time to do that because there's a theme you're already playing off of, and it can be really pretty. You too could accomplish this in your own home.
That's right.
Aaron says that of course Harper Dean likes a good basket. Harper Dean.
Exactly. I'm sure that you all think willow is the way to go, but I am here to tell you it's actually split ash.
I don't know. I'm a fan of willow. Oh, are we talking about Buffy or what are we talking about here?
No, girl.
I'm a big fan of dark willow.
Mm-hmm.
Dark willow is a badass. We should do a Buffy episode at some point. I think we kind of did it. We didn't do a specific.
No,
Buffy
we did
episode.
that stupid bird thing. Everybody knows about that damn bird thing. What was it, hon?
The Good Witch, darling.
Yeah,
One of these days. I
doubt it.
That bird was fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Oh, honey, that sounds like a good date right there.
Uh-huh.
Have mercy.
She knows why the cage
Have
bird
mercy.
sings.
Oh yeah.
Y'all ain't right.
So I was gonna say, sorry, I thought you were gonna talk, Dan. I was gonna say, my favorite thing about Easter is, well, no big surprise here. I think we've even talked about this before.
The basket again.
Easter dinner has always been kind of like a big thing for me. Growing up as a kid, getting together with family and doing the big Easter dinner and getting all dressed up, and yeah, so that's something I always look forward to, and I think we might be doing that this year too.
Right? Did you guys have ham, or did you have turkey or steak? What'd you have at Easter?
There's only one right answer.
It's a ham, honey.
Ham. I agree. Just checking. Maybe the
Don't
audience
walk in
had
here with no
something else.
friggin' turkey.
Maybe
Nobody
they
wants
had
turkey, but
a stand-up roast. I mean, a stand-up roast is popular this time of the year.
Maybe they had chicken and pastry.
Well, I doubt it.
Okay, we're not gonna start that little thing. We ain't got time.
We always have time to argue about chicken and pastry.
No, it's ham. Everybody knows it's ham. It's 1,000,000% ham. It's always ham. I don't know why I don't know why it's ham. I don't know what ham and the resurrection have to do with each other, but they go together like
hand in hand, honey. Hand in hand. Well, you know why it's ham, and I don't mean any disrespect to our Jewish friends, but they have They have their own thing. We have ham because that's what we do, honey. It's just what we do.
Well, honey, they're not really celebrating the resurrection of Jesus anyway. It's
Precisely.
okay.
That's why we have the ham, because it's unclean and not kosher.
Not unclean. Dan.
Well, that's what
you walked in here and said this ham is unclean.
Unclean. So,
ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, your ham is unclean.
You threw an unclean ham at me.
That's right. Tangia. This house is
this ham is not clean.
Stupid. Stupid. Y'all are stupid.
Well, it happens.
You are hilarious.
This is not the blood of Christ, just so we're clear.
Just so we're clear. This is
It's not communion day.
You're not taking communion.
It is the blood of Mary, though.
It is. She's all up in it, baby. She's all up in it.
Oh, Lord, Lord,
So
Lord.
come May, there's going to be another month of Marys, which I have not done for 2 years now.
Fun.
Yeah. So we're going to do month of Marys in May.
Oh, we should do one a week on the show.
Yeah, I'll create a new Bloody Mary each week that we'll have on the show for May.
And I'll get the front porch done by May.
Good. Because you're painting very slow, sugar. You're painting very slow.
That's right.
Well, when she needs that grass cut, honey, you know she's going to call you with those pink and shears.
And pink and shears, honey.
Because there could be no grass on the porch. No, ma'am.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, Dan, what's your favorite thing about Easter? The Bloody Marys.
Now, well, right, the blood of Christ. Now or when I was growing up?
How about both?
So I'll tell you that growing up, the Baptist had, well, not only the Baptists, the Methodists did too. We had this community-wide church service at sunrise. It was called Sunrise Service. And it was the only time all of the white churches in my neighborhood got together. Of course, the black
is that like the Dan White churches or the white family, or
it's a different set of whites.
It's a different set of whites.
Different set of whites, and we all got together that one Sunday at sunrise, and oftentimes it was outside, and it was a bit of an adventure. So, you know, you had to get up before the sun came up, obviously, if you're going to sunrise service. But I thought it was the one time that all the churches got together. And because where I grew up, everybody was territorial. Every church was different. You went to one church, you chose it. That's the one your family went to. You didn't go anywhere else. But at this time of the year, you had this community gathering coming together. Sometimes we would go into town, and that was a fun thing for me. I think it was because it was an adventure more than anything else. And now I think it was a
special outing, right?
Yes,
I get that.
And I think now, of course, it has to be the ham.
Well, I think something about that too that also is very adventurous, Dan, is, you know, you never know exactly what day that Easter is going to land on. Sometimes it's March, sometimes it's April. But girl, March and April in North Carolina at the crack of dawn, it can be snowing. It can be super cold.
It could be. Yes, you're absolutely right. And of course, if it was snowing, it was always inside. But most of the time, so there are things that I remember growing up that I'm sure I've fantasized or romanticized about. But there are.
I'm sure both.
Both, but I don't remember any bad weather at a sunrise service ever.
Me either, but I've only been to a handful. But yeah,
I'm shocked.
So, coming out of the bar at 5 a.m. is not.
It counts. It counts. It counts. People, it counts.
That's right. Look, the
sun. The sun is coming up, and I have just gotten service, so it works. It counts.
And now I'm gonna pray I can get home without having an accident.
That's right. I'm gonna do all the stations of the cross. Like, get me home.
Rick said, I have finally got up off my knees praying. I can go home now.
I have been praying all night. Now I've done all the stations. Get me home, Jesus Lord.
Right. Jesus Lord.
Oh, Jesus is right.
Oh, look who's here. Timo from Bakersfield has joined the chat.
Hello. George, what's your favorite remembrance of Easter, and what's your favorite thing now?
Well, like I said, I like the baskets, and I do. What I really love now is how we've kind of made this thing where we do Easter together because we're all Southern and we remember Easter the same way. So I love that we have that it's become this very family moment, because I love hosting on Easter because there's not the pressure of hosting on Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is such a huge, like,
Yep.
you know,
Totally agree.
and it's warmer in Los Angeles. You can sit outside. It's so, you know, Easter is great for hosting. I don't know, when I was a kid, like, everybody loves getting stuff from the Easter Bunny, of course. I don't know, Easter egg hunts, were they fun? Like I think I really like dying Easter eggs. I got real competitive about dying Easter eggs. Like,
So-
you know,
Shocking.
That was my question. I was going to ask about. Did want to talk about Easter egg hunts in your family, and you can guess how it went with mine. Was it friendly or was it a fierce competition? Were you knocking people down to find the Easter eggs, or how did that go with
Rick?
you?
Only you, Rick.
That's right, honey. Block and tackle every time.
Only you, darling.
Because there's always that one egg that has, well, I think
$20,
probably $5 actually when we grew up, but the one egg that had money in it, and then all the other ones. So when you find that, it was I had to be the one to get that every time.
I bet you did, honey. It's no different now in life, darling, than it was back then. But okay.
See, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Same as it ever was.
Right.
Dan, I have a question. So, because you're an only child, did you have Easter egg hunts?
Only with church. So I do remember, because I too am competitive, but in a slightly different way. I'm the one that holds the door for somebody. You know what I'm saying to you? But I did, you know, we didn't have money. All we had was eggs. Those cheap bitches didn't put no dollars in our eggs, honey. Not one fungu dollar, honey. Not one, honey. I mean, it may be a piece of chocolate.
Thank you for that. Thank you for remembering.
Right? But it's like, oh, hell no. They didn't put any money in those.
You know what's funny? Like, growing up as a kid, when we did Easter egg hunts, it was never like actual dyed Easter eggs. It was never real eggs, and it wasn't.
No, there were those plastic.
It wasn't the plastic ones. It was these terrible candy ones that are kind of like weirdly marshmallow on the inside. They're hard on the outside. They come in a bunch of colors, and they're all individually wrapped in this little cellophane. That's what we always use, and they taste terrible.
No, we did a combination of both. So it was always the real ones that we had dyed and colored for Easter, and then also the plastic ones. But it was always a nice even mix, because the money or the prizes would go in the plastic one, and you can't just put one out, because then once somebody finds it, everybody else quits, right? So
right.
So ours was always the plastic ones. 100%, but it was the amount of them that you collected. So it was always the one that got the most eggs. And of course, that appeals to me because I do accounting. I want all the damn eggs. Give me the eggs.
Right.
Give me the eggs. You know?
All them eggs.
All them eggs. All them eggs.
So I think it's really important to remember that when you're shopping for a basket, you want to make sure that the bottom is really sturdy. You
got to have a really good bottom.
Honey, nobody wants a soggy bottom in a basket.
That needs to be sturdy and be able to hold some weight, but the handle is also very important. So you want to make sure that the handle is actually not just connected at the sides, but all the way around. That is what you want to look for in a good basket.
Yes,
my phone is blowing up, y'all.
You're the smartest of us, George. That's a good boy. Come on. Everybody needs a good handle, baby, and a solid bottom. Solid bottom.
Just like you would look for in a good handbag.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh my God. So in New York, I got a new handbag. Could you just imagine? Oh,
what color is
it?
It's a clutch. It's black. It's the black Coach classic one. So.
And in New Orleans, I might have gotten one as well. Oh, should we tell that little story?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I think we should, because this is indicative of how real life goes. This is not fantasy life. This is real life.
I mean, as you know, I'm a bit of a coachy, and I think Dan is a bit of a coachy as well. And so we had gotten to New Orleans, and I had decided that I was like, oh, I want to film all this stuff and do all of these things. And I bought a whole new sort of device to do all that. And I had decided, I was like, well, I need some kind of like way to carry this around where I'm not holding it all day. And of course, that means I need a new Coach bag. And so then Dan's like, oh, well, they have a coat store and it's an outlet. And I was like, where? And so we looked it up and it was not far from us. I think in a car, it was 4 minutes. It was raining, so we were going to take the car.
Of course.
But it closed in under an hour from like when we had made the decision.
When we first decided we would go, right?
Right. We had less than an hour to get there. And I had just woken up from a nap and I was like, okay, hold on. Wonder Woman spin. And out the door we went. And then the Uber driver let us out on the far side of the outlet mall.
No tip. No tip.
I thought about it, honestly. He was not, oh my God. So a funny thing about the Uber driver, just before Rick finishes the story, is I said, or Rick said something to him and he said, I don't speak English. Yet he had on American Christian music. And I'm like, really? So you're practicing to sing along with this American Christian music and you don't speak English. I see how this is. No tip number 2. Come on. I gave him a tip though.
But the moral of the story is, being the professionals that we are, we traversed that entire freaking mile of that outlet thing, got to the other side of the store, walked in. It was probably 6 minutes before they were closing and they were just starting to put. I was like, hold on. And we flew through the door and they're like, oh God, not these people. And I was like, I want this. I want this. I want this. Dan's like, I'll take this. I'll take this. I'll take this. We walk right up to the counter. We were out of there before it was time for them to close. That's what a professional does. And
she kept saying, oh my, did y'all know what you wanted? We were like, no, but we were on a mission and we knew what we would buy.
I knew what I needed. I didn't know exactly what that would be.
She said, listen, country queens, let me show you how some LA queens shop.
Right, honey.
Right, honey. Boom.
I got something white, black, and pink. My life was made, baby. Come on.
In that order, honey.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see them all.
It was a great deal of fun. And I will say that, and this is so true, the cartographer who did the map of the mall was not correct. It was wrong. And it's not that Dan went the wrong way. It just didn't sit the way it was supposed to. It should not stack on top of it. It should be disjointed when it's disjointed.
Okay, who did this? MC Escher? What's happening?
Precisely. I'm like, what kindergartner? Right.
Freeze that bitch. Wait, I'm gonna piper her ass. I'm gonna piper her.
Well, I do want to ask before we wrap this episode up, because you talked about shopping and you talked about like the festival and the panel, but what about the nightlife? Did you go out and meet any folks?
I don't know that we're allowed to talk about that, are we, Danny?
Well,
you said what happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans.
Well, you don't get their whole name.
Well, I think
I don't think he even got a first name, darling.
I think we should talk about the food. I will say that let's bless Rick now. Let me be nice, because I'm rarely ever nice. Somebody should write this shit down. What day?
I'm recording it. It's okay. Go ahead.
3:25 or 6, and I've said something nice about Rick. 3:27. So Rick ate in more seafood restaurants than he's ever cared to in his entire life.
Starting on day one,
honey. Yes. We went to Mr. Ed's, and it said Mr. Ed's Seafood and Southern Kitchen. There was hardly any Southern Kitchen, but there was a lot of seafood, which I imbibed and had. I loved it.
No, it was all Southern dishes. There was just nothing that did not come from water. And so it was challenging, and I ended up, but I made I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm going to commit, because I know that every single restaurant in New Orleans is going to have mostly seafood. I get that. I know where I'm at. And it's like when I was in Japan, every single restaurant in Japan has seafood, and you have to really search the menu to find that one item that's not. And I managed to do that. I got 2 items off of that menu that worked for me, and it was great.
So we also went to Arnaud's, which is one of my favorite places on earth, and we ate in the dining room. I like the bar. I prefer the bar, but we ate in the dining room. That was delicious. We also went to a place called the Rib Room, which I'd not been to, but it's a huge place, and it was really quite good. And that
was a surprise. That was right. It was on our. We were on our way to the quarter to
Golden Lantern.
Yes. And then we happened to pass by this place, and I'm like, I'm hungry. And he's like, I am too. I'm like, should we try it?
Come on,
And
let's
so,
pop in.
but I was like, let's pop in. But I was like, if they have a dress code, I don't have on a jacket or anything like that. So, yeah.
Right.
And we walked in, and it's like, come on in. And it turned out to be really great.
I thought it was great too. So we're missing one evening. Where did we eat on Friday?
So, where did we go on Friday?
Precisely. I mean, I feel like I should know where it was. It'll
come to me in a minute.
We're off a canal, I think. But
did you
it was Ruth Chris.
Oh, it was Ruth Chris. That's right. Well, that was because we
were at the Coach outlet, and the Ruth Chris was right there. And so we're like, should we just jump in because we're here?
And so I will say, so a good thing to say is the Ruth's Chris, which was good, but the service was off the charts delicious.
We love this woman so much. We called the manager over, and and we were like, we told her, like, can you get the manager over here because we have some issues we want to talk about. And she was like, and so she got the manager over and was like, we just want you to know we have eaten in a lot of restaurants and a lot of places all around the world, and there has never been any service quite like the amazing service that this woman has given us. And we one side and down the other just gave her like praise after praise after praise. Yeah, and this man could not have been more unimpressed. But he was like, okay.
Well,
really?
Yeah. So the thing is, I think that he feels like she was only good because of him, which is so not true. So
we made sure to tell her. We told her, called her back all the time. Like, we did talk to him, but if you don't get a freaking raise after what we just said, you need to leave this place and put his ass up against the wall.
Or call us, honey. Give us a call, honey. Give us a call. So a big thing also about that was it was so delicious, and both Rick and I have issues with drinks. So I have something I will say.
Funny, you just said it. Well, you have an issue with drinks.
Maybe not
that way.
Maybe not quite like how it sounded.
Well, right. So if I'm gonna order a martini, I say, can I have a dirty Tanqueray martini shaken extra cold, no vermouth? Because I don't like vermouth. And I want it shaken really, really cold. And what this server said is, I got you. And so she goes away and she comes back and she says, we're out of Tanqueray. And I'm like, do you have this? And she's like, yes. I'm like, but you know this? She's like, I got this. Everything that came to the table was perfect.
Oh, that's nice.
And what was amazing to that point, to what Danny was saying, is, that I order, I don't always order a Moscow Mule the same way, especially in a place that doesn't have diet ginger, because I don't like anything with a lot of sugar. And so I'll order it with soda with a splash of ginger or something, like some variation of it. And I was listening out of my bionic ear, once I moved the layer of hair out of the way so I could hear. I was listening. And she's literally standing there telling the bartender how to make it. And that's why I was like, I love this woman. She is just, she's getting 50% tip and just love everything about it.
Which is going to mean so much more than that.
Yep.
Manager.
Yes. And both Rick and I were surprised. He wasn't unsympathetic or unkind or whatever.
He was nice. He just wasn't.
He didn't seem like he really cared that much. And I thought, oh, dude, really?
He seemed very corporate. And you know what, George, you know what the corporate type is. So
this woman is so good. You really should be kissing her ass. You don't have to edit that out because that's what I meant to say.
That's fine. So Timo has said his favorite thing about Easter is the candy, but what he remembers the most is, and I guess this is probably appropriate for the conversation, he remembers a lot of beer being drank at Easter.
Oh.
So I want to know who was drinking the beer. Was it you? Was it your mom? Was it who was drinking the beer? Tell us.
Tell it all, Timo. Tell it all, honey.
Because Easter's always been a wine holiday for me. I was like,
no, everything's a wine holiday for you. Everything. I mean,
I didn't say it wasn't.
It's a wine holiday for you.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said Easter's been a wine holiday.
Well, I'm just
tonight is a tea. The spiciest of tea.
I'm expanding on how much wine it is.
I think of Easter as a bourbon holiday. Like I think Easter, like a mint julep on Easter is just, I know it's Derby season, whatever, for mint juleps, but like because they're green and they're fresh and like you can put lemon in it. And I think that's just the perfect Easter drink, the Easter cocktail.
I agree with that. We may have some of that at this coming Easter. Let's do it, hon. Let's do it.
What are y'all doing this Easter? I don't even know. Are you going home, Rick?
Oh, we're coming to your house. Didn't we tell you?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we'll be there at 11.
We will have Dominoes and mint julep.
We love that. You know what? Sometimes Domino's does what you need it to do.
Is that Domino's Pizza? Yes, I'm in.
Mint julep, I'm in.
That I can furnish.
So, George, will you tell the audience what a mint julep is? Because not everyone knows what it is. Seriously. Well, some people think, oh, that sounds so cute, but it's one of those bang drinks.
Oh yeah, because it's basically only
booze.
It's bourbon. It's bourbon with some muddled mint in the bottom with a whole lot of packed crushed ice. And then I like to do it with like simple syrup with lemon. So it has a little lemon twist, but lemon's not traditional.
Yes, but sugar and booze and muddled mint.
Sugar and booze and everything nice, honey.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I think people think, oh, a mint julep, that's so cute. We'll just sit here and sip it. You can sip it, but you're going to be like bam on the floor soon.
I'm going to be sipping my tea, the spiciest of tea.
Or the blood of Christ.
Exactly.
The blood of Mary, honey. The blood of Mary.
Or the blood of Mary, honey. Sorry.
All right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I think it's about time to wrap this little episode up so I can get back to painting this little front porch of mine because, as Aaron likes to say, he's going to be rich. Yes. He's going to be rich and famous before this porch gets done.
She might be right, honey. Well, Dan, while Rick is painting, why don't you come on over? We'll have mint juleps.
It's a deal, honey. Let's do it.
And then I'm going to want some iced tea or some lemonade later.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Happy Easter, y'all.
Happy Easter.
I hope something rises up for you.
It twirled up.
It twirled up. Well, I don't want it to twirl.
I don't think that quite
I
fits.
just want it to rise, sugar.
And yeah, that's a lot of action with the twirling. Y'all need to calm it down.
Do that.
A simple rise is fine, honey. Nobody needs to twirl this shit up.
Exactly.
All right. Y'all have a happy Easter, and we will talk to you
next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.